Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Well, we have a beautiful goddess up next, Mrs. Alana Leone. Are we ready, sister? You look amazing.
Thank you.
Take care,
well,
everybody.
you do too. That was amazing, Laura. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So I've had the pleasure to get to know Alana over the last few months, and also recently to get to receive her newest offering, which is Soul Astrology. And it was amazing. It really showed me a part of myself that I didn't know. I mean, that I knew was there, but I also I wasn't fully aware of. So I feel like my session with her really brought many knowings about myself to light. She is also, I didn't know about Reverend Alana Leone. Is that right? Reverend Alana Leone. She's an energy medicine. I think somebody's off mute. Let's see. It might be Laura. Laura, are you on? Can you mute? Oh, perfect. But, all right, let's start again. I want to give her the due magic here. Okay, so she's an energy medicine practitioner. She uses the BioWell Stellar Waves 5.0 and many other modalities such as Reiki to make divine love and guidance a one-stop shop for supporting the energy and well-being of her clients. She holds a bachelor's degree in metaphysics and is studying for her PhD in integrative medicine. Wow, Alana, there's so much I don't even know about you. She uses many techniques for meditation, stress release, trauma awareness and release, body and biofield mapping, and chakra balancing, showing her clients how to make the best changes easily and effortlessly. And she also wrote a book in 2015 called Wake Yourself Up. She teaches a 2-day soul's purpose journey experience to connect people back to parts of themselves that they may have been fragmenting during this life and other lives, to integrate and align the soul, body, and mind. The benefit is to create a life with unlimited potential and bliss living. So we will drop how you get a hold of her in the chat. She's on Soul Search, and I will drop her website in the chat. Welcome, Alana Leone to the stage.
Yeah, we blended them. It's the weaver taking advantage of the day, right?
And I want to say welcome to Alana as well. We're so excited to have you here sharing all of your gifts. You have so many, and supporting so many in finding and exploring who they are through your soul astrology, and also supporting budding spiritual entrepreneurs through Entrepreneurs in Reinvention. So yeah, we've put her website and her Soul Search profile in the chat, so definitely check it out. And I'm excited to hear what you have to share, Alana.
Well, awesome. Thank you, ladies, very much for that intro. That was absolutely beautiful. And I've been working with Nicole and Tangela through the Platinum Mastermind that Tangela and Nicole started. And I've met amazing ladies, and they are amazing ladies, and we're just branching out more and more, which is one of the great things about this timing, is people wanting to get together and really building energy together now, right? And I also met Neil at the Platinum Mastermind. So it was like just meeting all of these like-minded people and just building together. And it has been just a really fun ride. And I just really appreciate them. And I'm very honored to be on today. And I thank everyone that has come on today too. So welcome to you as well. My title for the talk today is called Love on the Rise. I love talking about love. It's my favorite topic. And is it okay if I shared a little bit about my personal story? I just want to go to where, how this enveloped in me quickly. So I started in construction at quite a young age, and I worked in construction. I worked my way all the way up to site superintendent in residential construction. I started a company in 1998 in the infrastructure area, and that's still running today. It's still a major company in Canada. And so that's the background. And as Nicole said, some of the things of the trainings that I've taken a lot of trainings throughout this time. And I wanted to get more into, you know, what happened to me, and I'm sure other people will be able to relate to this as well, is, you know, growing up as a kid and just being, you know, that love being that we all start out as, and going outside into nature and talking to the birds and the bees, and then coming inside and telling my parents and my family about these amazing experiences that I had outside in nature. And, you know, a lot of people, even today, I find, are shut down. They're disconnected from their heart, they're disconnected from their soul, and they don't know. So when I would explain all of these magical things that were happening to me, I would fall on deaf ears, and even to the fact of, well, that's stupid, and, you know, that doesn't make sense, and all these things. So just growing up with that, a pattern started to evolve, right? And a lot of us go through different patterns. I wanted to make people happy, because what I found was people were unnecessarily unhappy, and they, like I said, were disconnected. So I wanted to bring them back to their joy, and for them to just have an expression of love, the love that I was feeling and seeing in the world. So through that, I had a lot of lessons, right? Trying to make someone happy is not an easy task, and we can't really make anybody happy anyways. It took me quite a while to understand that. So I would find people anyways through my teens, through my growing up, even my husband, right? I've had 2 divorces. So I would find people that I could make happy. Now, I don't know if anyone can relate to having a story of making someone happy, or wanting to be more loved, or wanting to feel good enough, or all of these things. So if you have, then throw it into the chat, throw out maybe what one of the things is for you. One of the things for me was feeling not good enough, right? So, and that took me on a journey as well. So quickly now, just to move forward, is I did a lot of training, and I believe that's why I did a lot of training, is to figure out what's wrong with me. You know, I took it personally. Why couldn't I make these people happy? Something must be wrong with me. I must be not good enough. I must be not lovable. Like these mantras almost that, you know, a lot of us grow up with. So today is totally different. Now today, with all the trainings and all the help and the wonderful people that I meet, you know, I love my life. I totally love everything that happens. I am aware that everything is a lesson, and that we get all of these learnings so that we can become our highest potential. And so once we come to that understanding, and like Laura was saying, like expanding our consciousness and being able to stay in that state, to look down and see what we are creating, right? We are gods and goddesses, and we create all of these things in the universe, you know, whether you like the word God or universe or whatever word that you do prefer, just slot that in that space. And yeah, what I found is we've forgotten our power, right? We have power, and looking around in the world, it's like trying to find some of the things that we can take into that. So, and also it's an inside job, right? So 2 of the things that I'm going to discuss today is self-care, being able to truly sacredly love yourself. I wrote not a paragraph, but an article just saying what is the difference between societal love and what is the difference between sacred love. And you can find that on the Soul Search link that was shared in the into the chat room. And I just really feel driven to sharing this, because what I've worked with people is for them to find their purpose. I've done a lot of coaching in the years, and a lot of people come to me and they're like, I'm stuck. I'm at a crossroads. I'm lost. I'm not sure where to go next. And so it's keeping them at bay. And so we just find their purpose. Really, it's that simple. I used to teach that, you know, your purpose is to love yourself first, which it is. However, now that I do this soul astrology, and really in 1 hour, you can find exactly what you are here for, what your legacy is that you're to build, and who you are, and more about you. Because the thing to self-love is knowing more about who you are, and what you want. I ask people, you know, what do you want in life? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I want a house, I want this, and I want that. However, I want a relationship. What does that look like? You know, you go a little deeper and people are like, yeah, I haven't really thought of that. And I think more and more now, like I'm talking when I was doing one-on-one coaching a few years ago, and we've had this time now to do some real deep dive inner work, which is, you know, it's been weird. It's been a blessing. It's been a lot of things, right? So we can take the blessing out of the things, the events that are happening in the world and to us, right? So my why is to be able to help people to find their purpose and really take action, you know, because being stuck in a place, it can last for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years. I was talking to this lady, and you know, 20 years is a long time to wait when you don't have to. So that's the whole thing, right? There is a lot of people now that can, you know, move people through this energy pattern. Really is all it is, because we are all energy, right? Everything is energy. Business is energy, abundance is energy, relationships is energy. And so why I talk about sacred self-love is because when you love yourself, you are a magnetic being who is also electric, right? With our neurons and all of these things, it's scientifically proven that we create and we bring to us, you know, if you think of the law of attraction and things like that, there's a lot of information now that we do bring to us. So when we are in our real sacred self-love, into our heart, not into our logical minds, and we drop deep down and we learn more about who we are, and we want to know what we want in such a way that we can just bring it to us. And I love the words easily and effortlessly, because a lot of times we have heard, you know, it's going to take a lot of work. It's, you know, you got to go to school, you got to get a good job, you got to do, right? And what about the being part of us? So, you know, when we have all of these things coming at us, I like doing a little story called the Golden Buddha. And if you've heard it before, great, just re-listen with different ears. And if you haven't heard about it, then it's just a nice little short story about how this big shining golden Buddha was in the middle of a city, and the city people learned, or the village, they learned that they were going to be pillaged, like years and years and years ago, right? When people would come and pillage cities. So then they went, oh my gosh, we want to keep this golden Buddha. So they put mud and sticks and stones and things on it to cover up its beauty so that they wouldn't take it. Well, what happened was it worked, right? They didn't see it and they left it. They didn't see the value. And so over time, generation after generation, the villagers started thinking, well, I think that was a myth. I don't really think that there's some golden Buddha like the legend being told by our elders, right? So anyways, fast forward somebody was doing some work around the area and knocked off some of this stone and sticks and things like that. And so it came off, and in there was this shining, beautiful piece of the golden Buddha. So they're like, oh my gosh, we get to take this down. It was generation after generation after generation that they finally found this beautiful golden Buddha. And it was shining its light and totally exposed for the world to see. And the reason that I want to talk about that is because I really feel that we do this to ourselves as well, right? We have all of these pains that happen to us, traumas and things like that. And we just pile on to our heart these stones and bricks and rocks, and we just cover up our heart, and we're not shining the way that we really could, right? Does everyone agree with that? Just put one into the chat, or any expression of what you're thinking right now about that. And I just want you to think about a couple of questions that go with this. And I do appreciate the comments that I'm getting too. So I thank you very much for taking action. I love action. So, so the golden Buddha, as I said, was free to shine. So now when this resonates with us, and where in your life do you think that you've added, some of these sticks and things like that onto your heart so that you're not shining as bright, right? And the reason that we want to break down and even explode that wall is to just be able to shine, be able to create, be able to bring to us the abundance that we all deserve, to be able to hold our power without the ego, and to say hi to the ego, because the ego is awesome as well. When I do past life regressions, actually, it's not only your past lives that want to talk, and I call it actually soul liberations now. And, but it's not only your past lives that want to talk, it's also your ego. And when I first learned that, it was absolutely amazing to talk to this ego. So, whatever happens, all these little things will pop up, and it's to fulfill your purpose to your highest potential, right? Which is the goal, for me, definitely. And I know for a lot of people, right, is to, be of service, and whether it's to your family, whether it's to your community, or even to the world, right? So, and another question, just going back to the golden Buddha, is we may have covered the heart with mud for protection, right? So is it time to chip that mud and expose the light of love of you? And I think definitely yes, right? So put in the chat if you think it's time. That would be amazing. So yes. So with that now, I want to talk about, yeah, it's time. I love it. Definitely time. Okay, so the 2 points that I wanted to talk about today is, the first point is forgiveness of yourself, right? I find there's a lot of people that are able to forgive all the people around them, right? Maybe there's one or two different people, but you're working. And what I want to say is, a lot of times we forget about ourselves, and we are so hard on ourselves sometimes. I know I am. I'm sure we all have stories of how we get ourselves in the way. We have these loops of thought that, I'm not going to get it. I'm, all of these things. And one question that would be great to write down is, I was doing this Think and Grow Rich mastermind, and the guy, I think it's actually in the book, and the guy was saying, what do you spend your time thinking about? Your success or your failures? So are you thinking about the abundance? Are you, seeing a picture of yourself already there as if it already is? Or are you in lack and thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it, right? So it's just like an awareness. I love questions that open up our perspectives to a different, it's like a reframe, right, of the mind. It's not either or, it is a definite and, right? And we can upgrade our perspectives when we are totally in love with ourselves and without too. It's just so magical and so powerful when you can do that, and to forgive yourself, right? Like I said, we do get in the way quite a bit. So, and the second one, I just love this because self-care, there's a lot of people that, we're busy. We have all our laundry to do, we have our work to do, we have our kids, or we have these people that we're helping, or all of these things, right? And it is a great idea to slot into your calendar a self-care, whether it's half an hour in the beginning, even if it's 10 minutes to go for a walk. So, but to be able to slot that in so that you are looking after yourself. And so I have an easy way for you to remember the care part. So, care, I was going to say something else, but I think I need to stay on time. So I love talking about this. So care is communication. So when you are, like, I honestly say to put it in your calendar, a half-hour meeting with yourself, whether you're going to do some, walking in nature or different things, have that half hour with yourself. So I'm going to give you some ideas here too. So communication. So communication is being able to know who you are, ask yourself good questions, to be able to know what you want, to set goals. And if you don't think goals are good, because I used to do this training about, people don't set goals anymore because they have had bad experiences. So there's a whole segment around setting goals, but I call them aims, because when it's an aim, it's something that you're aiming towards. When it's a goal, I think it's something, if you don't hit it, then we can be hard on ourselves, right? Forgive ourselves. So go back to that. It probably loops around into an infinity, though, not in a loop. So I like the infinity thinking. So communication is big. So now we're on to the A, and that is in acceptance. So accepting you, accepting, how many times do we have a list of 10 things? A list of 10 things, and then, we finish 4 of them that day. And then we're like, oh, I didn't get 6 done. Like, it's just like, why do we go to that? Why don't we go, wow, I got 4 things done. Yeah. And just celebrate that we were out getting those 4 things done. Right? So how many people do celebrate themselves? I'd like to hear that in the chat too, because, celebrating, it's not just for Christmas, it's not just for birthdays, right? Celebrating is really for every single day. You can find something to celebrate about yourself. Yes, every day. That's awesome. And so to get into that is actually part of self-care as well. That's the A, right? So acceptance and being able to cherish yourself in that experience of acceptance. Okay, so then R is, it's mandatory. Yes, I love that. I love that. So where is my R? Oh, it's respect. I don't have it down. Where did I put that? But anyways, it's respect. And I also put a couple other words because I put nurture. Nurturing is an amazing thing to do for yourself, and to be able to, if you do yoga or something like that, to just be able to nurture you, your mind, your body even, right? Because it's a mind, body, spirit, self-care plan. So one thing that I've learned to do is to just be with myself at certain times, not every time, but to be with myself and caring for my body and saying to my body and different parts of my knee and different things, I love you. You are my temple and I choose you. And then I do these massages as well with sesame oil is very nice. Coconut oil is also very nice. That is to get into loving all parts of us, right? So we talk about, you know, all of the parts of ego and, you know, our limiting beliefs and all of these things. I find that the body sometimes gets forgotten. And then when we look in the mirror, we look and we go, I don't really care about, you know, my elbow or something like that. So just to be able to look in the mirror and go, wow, I see all of me. Like I see me, I hear me, and I love me, right? We're told to offer that to others. And I want you to do that and also remember yourself and the self-care plan. And E is energy. So spending time building energy in whatever way you like. There are so many. Yeah, that is amazing. Someone just said Susie, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, that they do that before bed and it's very, you know, very nice for them. And so I'm really happy to hear, and of course, because Tangela and Nicole bring amazing high level people to these groups and conferences. And so just to be able to share that and then share that together and then share it outwards, right? You know, so I find it really important. And doing these conferences is part of the self-care plan, really, because we are building energy together. Because I know when I'm sitting here cleaning my room or, you know, doing different things, sure, my energy is great. But when I come on with you people and I feel you and your energy as well, it's a different vibration, totally, right? So, and energy is also, you know, your rituals or your ceremonies or your practices in meditation. Like I really enjoy to do meditation. And, you know, there's so many different things I love to do. Kundalini yoga, I will sit and do. I will do chanting. I just became an initiator in the Huna Apua. So that's for another day. But basically, it's another thing as Reiki. It's a lot of symbols, right? Like biogeometry, I've done that. I love symbols. I believe they are totally healing. I send symbols to people even as we're on this conference. And I'm just always like sending symbols. And then if it's not something that you find or are attracted to with the symbol, then it won't come to you. But as soon as you're open to that, it will. So it's just like this amazing energy cycle. So there are so many ways to find more energy. And so I really appreciate being able to share all of this with you. And I just wanted to, you know, if you could grab your, I still have a few minutes, I think. So it's a really quick exercise, just to be able to journal quickly 5 things and like just in 40 seconds, right? Because if we take time, then you know, we think too much. So it just let your intuition just give you 5 things that you love about yourself right now. And it's like this race for 40 seconds. If you guys could even just think about it or put it on a pad of paper, 5 things that you love about yourself. And usually I'd play music. So, and I won't sing because I'm sure, yeah, you wouldn't like that. I could chant, but that's another thing. So, yeah, so just to be able to cherish yourself every day with celebration, with finding things that you love about yourself and taking time to really sit with yourself. And honestly, that half an hour that you set, right? Whether it's like weekly or even if you want to start with once a month, you are going to, once you get into this place, you are going to want to do this even more. And when you do it even more, or even the time that you have, it is sending signals from you of how much you care about yourself. And that is who you will be attracting as well. So it is a really amazing practice. And thank you all for listening. And if anyone wants to share in the chat anything that they have discovered of what they love about themselves, if they found something new, maybe that they wanted to do from the talk and from the other people in the chat, that would be amazing. I love hearing and I love watching. Okay, that's a good bumper sticker there, Chris. We talk about that a lot with Uranus in the astrology field as well. So great catch. Yes, taking more time with your body. I feel the body gets forgotten. We think about the diet, we think about, you know, other things like that. Well, what about touch, right? So anyways, I could go on, and I can see I'm getting the hook. So love you all.
Thank you so much, Alana. That was beautiful. And yes, I just love what you were saying about focusing on self-love, because it starts with us first.
Totally does. And yeah, that was a really good reminder to just tune in to the celebrations and to celebrating our bodies with that time, that TLC. I do salt baths, but I love the idea of the oils. And since we live in Sedona, it's like the driest place on earth. I think it's absolutely necessary right here. Yeah. Thank you, Alana. That was beautiful. You really look so angelic right now, truly.
Yeah, Alana, really amazing. And I love also just reminding us to celebrate, celebrate our wins, because we do. What do we spend our times focusing on? Do we focus on everything we are accomplishing, all that we are, all that we're doing, like who we're being, and even just the simple things of just being alive, enjoying the sun, or are we focusing on, lack and things like that? So I just love your, you're kind of focusing our attention on celebration and celebrating ourselves. Beautiful. And we have a lot of nice comments coming in from people as well. So beautiful inside and out, Alana. Such an awesome presentation. Thank you intensely. Beautiful. Well,
yeah, thank you, everyone. That's awesome. I love to hear that everyone is celebrating and doing well. So
yes, and then I am just putting again in the chat all of your contact info, Alana, so people can get in touch if they want to get some more of Alana.
Yeah, definitely. That soul astrology reading is pretty cool. Really teaches you a lot of aspects about yourself that are not necessarily traditional in the astrology. So I liked how it was so different and unique from some of my astrology readings in the past. Alana.
Awesome.
so much.
Great. Well, have a beautiful time in Hawaii.
Come back.
I'll be back home soon.
True. Looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast. This is Neil, founder of Portal to Ascension, and just closing out this podcast here and letting you know that what you're experiencing are all types of presentations that we have on Portal to Ascension. Such a wide variety, different audio clips from conferences that we do, and then other interviews that we have also on our YouTube. And I want to take this moment here at the end and just talk to you about a few upcoming things with Portal to Ascension. We're really excited because 2023, we're really blasting off, and we have a few conferences. We have Portal to Ascension San Diego, April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. We have Portal to Ascension Glastonbury in the UK. Hope to see some of you there. That's August 11th, 12th, and 13th of next year. and then, or 2023 if you're listening to it now. And then we're also taking a tour of people to Egypt, guys, and we're going to go from September 7th. We're going to have the Hertax with us, JJ and Desiree Hertax, like you might have experienced on that channel. Joan of Angels is going to be with us, and also Alan Steinfeld. And actually, I have Joan of Angels here with me right now, so I'm going to just hand it over to her and get your input, Joan, on what we're going to be experiencing, your excitement, and all of that.
So this is a critical time in our history on the planet, and 2023 is this reawakening of it's just our reawakening of our spirituality and our transformation along this ascension timeline. So these events are designed to really awaken you, to really bring you to remember who you are, why you're here, your galactic origins, the power, the personal power we have within us to shift into the planet that we really want at the most optimum of potential, to align our body, mind, and spirit to get there. So these, just to be together in person, activates forgotten memories, activates light codes, activates DNA, and most of all, activates your happiness cells, because the joy in coming together is just extraordinary. So we invite you to come and be with us in any of these events around the world. And even online, we try to create that same energetics. So we love you all, that we are creating a mystery school that goes around the planet and off planet.
Exactly, yes. And just a few websites for you. So firstly, of course, the main website, portaltoascension.org. We'll have everything there. You can sign up and get 1,000 plus, well, it's over 3,000 at this point, hours of free conscious content, like a streaming platform where you can browse and all of that. And then ascensionconference.com for Portal to Ascension San Diego, ascensionglastonbury.com for the Glastonbury conference, and then the Egypt tour is going to be on Portal to Ascension, or is on portaltoascension.org as well. So some beautiful, amazing experiences. We're really blasting off. It's time to get exponential. We've been exponential, but now the exponential curve is even going even higher, because it's really time for us to remember who we are, tap into our true potential, and make some change on Earth that's creates betterment for everybody, right? And that's why we're doing what we do. That's why this podcast exists. So excited to see you guys there. AscensionConference.com and Portal to Ascension. Joan, any closing words?
Ascension Glastonbury. Yeah, we're all taking off together. This is the time for which we've been called, loves. Can't wait to see you there.
Love you all.
During these extraordinary times, are you seeking friends and collaborators, like-minded, brilliant, beautiful souls who want to be a part of creating the new Earth? Here is the answer. Welcome to Soul Search. Soul Search is the high-frequency global online destination for spirituality and consciousness. This is a multi-dimensional community for spiritual seekers, healers, teachers, and guides for the global awakening. With Soul Search, the spiritual seeker can easily search for and connect with healing modalities, spiritual teachings, practices, and practitioners. Within the Soul Search community, you can join groups or take courses for your spiritual journey. With Soul Search, you are part of an inclusive, growing global community for consciousness. For spiritually conscious practitioners, Soul Search connects you to a global audience seeking your services. Post client reviews, articles, videos, photos, and audio. You can create secure and private online communities for your groups and clients. Be a part of an awakening community for spirituality where you can collaborate and connect with practitioners and seekers. Whether you are a spiritual seeker, healer, or just curious, join soulsearch.